चलता फिरता स्कूल उन बच्चों के लिए है जो बच्चे स्कूल नहीं जा पाते या फिर जो बच्चे ड्रॉप आउट हो जाते हैं, तो उनके लिए है ये चलता। ये बच्चे स्लम्स के ही होते हैं। कुछ बच्चे होते हैं जो गांव से आए हुए होते हैं एडमिशन के लिए, तो ये बच्चे और इनके पेरेंट्स जो होते हैं ये मजदूरी करते हैं। कुछ पेरेंट्स हैं जो ऑटो रिक्शा चलाते हैं। इसका मेन उद्देश्य ये है कि मिशन टू एडमिशन, बच्चों को चलता फिरता स्कूल में इनकी तैयारी कराओ, फिर फॉर्मल स्कूल से जोड़ना, फॉर्मल स्कूल में इनका एडमिशन करवाना।
जाते थे और मैडम आती थी, तनी देर के लिए फिर चली आती थी, सब बच्चे भाग जाते थे, वही बचा रहता था, मैं भी चला जाता था।
सुबह उठ के स्कूल चला जाता, हमको तैयार नहीं करना पड़ता, इससे शौक़ है मैं स्कूल जाऊं। स्कूल में जो काम बताया जाता है वो काम आ करके मेरे को सुनाता है, दिखाता, मम्मी ये काम मेरे को दिया गया है।
यहाँ पे बड़ा हो जाऊंगा, बस चलाने सकती हूँ।
एक तो सबसे बड़ी बात है कि उनके माँ बाप पढ़े लिखे नहीं हैं, देहात से आए हैं और यहाँ पे वो चाहते हैं बच्चों को अपना एडमिशन कराएं, लेकिन जो फॉर्मेलिटीज़ होती हैं जिनके वो नहीं कर पाते हैं, इस वजह से वो मजबूर हो जाते हैं और फिर वो घर पे रह जाते हैं।
मुझे यहाँ पढ़ाना इसलिए अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि जब हम ये बच्चे काफ़ी समय से स्कूल नहीं जा पाए हैं और फिर इनकी इच्छा होती है स्कूल जाने के लिए, तो स्कूल के यूनिफॉर्म में देखकर इन बच्चों को हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
मैंने ना बहुत कुछ सीखा है चलता फिरता स्कूल में, पढ़ाई भी बहुत अच्छी लगी है और मैं यहाँ पे खेल भी खिलाते थे, खेल भी खेली हूँ और किताबें भी पढ़ना सीखी हूँ, गणित, मैथ, इंग्लिश भी सब सीख। मुझे स्कूल में तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, बहुत ही, और मुझे पढ़ लिख के ना डॉक्टर बनना है कि मेरी ख्वाहिश है कि पूरा हो जाए।
And now to a group of philanthropists who are spreading their good fortune to places the resources boom hasn't reached. The network of Perth business people are behind an unusual project to improve nutrition in Aboriginal communities. They've chosen to start their work in the remote Kimberley, where it can be a struggle just to get access to fresh food. Ben Collins filed this report from the Dampier Peninsula, north of Broome.
Should be ready, the tomatoes should be ready, the broccoli will certainly have been harvested.
It's a long way from the leafy suburbs of Perth. But for gardening expert Sabrina Hahn, the Kimberley's become her second home.
Oh, passion fruit's gone like a triffid. Oh my God, look at the sunflowers the kids planted. Oh, it's so beautiful.
She's been enlisted by a group of philanthropists in Perth to educate this community on the Dampier Peninsula on how to grow their own fruit and vegetables.
They actually rang me and said, would you be interested in putting in a vegetable and edible garden? And I went, north of Broome? Oh yes, I think so. So I jumped on board and it's been sensational.
She's been visiting regularly for a year and now it's time to oversee the first harvest.
How are you, Bernadette? So good to see you again. Look at this, it's sensational.
It's been a steep learning curve, and not just for her young students, who planted this garden and now can't wait to sample the results.
Who thinks the corn's ready? Me. It is unbelievable because of the climate. Everything grows twice as fast as anywhere else, but the bugs are twice the size of anywhere else. one you reckon's ready?
This one.
That one? So
This one.
our crow trapped worked, didn't it? That one. And what's this one like over here?
What's that little one?
That little one there? Oh, look at this one. It's huge.
Thank you.
This 400-strong community often struggles to get fresh fruit and vegetables. In the dry season, the produce comes 2,500 kilometres by truck from Perth, which means it's expensive as well as past its best. And in the wet season, when the community is isolated due to flooding, the deliveries are few and far between.
What's going to happen is at 10:05, I think it is, the bell's going to go and all the kids are going to come rushing out and looking for their morning smoko. And Miss Lynn and Miss Sam are going to be there waiting patiently with our dip that we're going to make up and our fresh veggies straight from the garden, and you'll see the line. They'll line up and they'll just demolish it all. Yes, they will.
The added bonus is that because the children have grown the food themselves, they can't wait to eat it.
They just have fresh broccoli or capsicum or whatever veggies there, and they just dip it into their dip, homemade dip, and they're off. They love it. They're coming back for seconds.
The garden is part of a strategy to improve eating habits and reduce the incidence of type 2 diabetes. Aboriginal children are 5 times more likely to develop the disease than non-Indigenous children. And with gardening on the curriculum, there's also been a 10% increase in school attendance.
This environment up here just lends itself so naturally to growing such magnificent food, and we just would like to see that side of things improved and for kids to understand more about what is possible and how easy it is for them if they know how to do it.
But a project like this doesn't happen without money, and the funds have come from a foundation set up by Perth business people, including lawyer Claire Medhurst. While the aim of the foundation is to improve the lives of children, the benefits are flowing both ways.
Although I spent 20 years in an office and pushing paper around, I am really at heart an outdoor person. So I couldn't be happier than when I'm up here working with Sabrina, getting my hands dirty, coming up with ideas to how to take this project to the next step, because it's a constant learning process that we're going through. And in a funny way, I think this is the real me. So I think the period in the office was perhaps the means to get here.
Yeah. It's a
Medicine tree? Yeah?
yeah, bark.
So you peel the bark off?
Yeah, and boil them.
And I think I'm sharing my knowledge of European gardens with the community, and people like Bernadette Angus and her mum Mercia and her sister Laurel are sharing all their knowledge of all the bush tucker plants with me.
But the big challenge for this garden is whether it can continue to grow and flourish into the future, and whether projects like this can take root in other remote communities around Western Australia.
So what are we going to plant the potatoes in?
The tyres.
In the tyres. So we're going to have some more bullock poo, some compost.
In the meantime, this new generation of green thumbs are passing on their newfound knowledge.
So the kids are now transferring their knowledge to their parents and to the elders in the community. And for me, that's a really fulfilling role for me to watch that grow and develop. And it's an evolving thing.
And they're so proud of their garden too.
Oh,
Because it's, it's the greatest thing here for this community.
fantastic.
Especially for the kids.
For Sabrina Hahn, this isn't a short-term contract. She'll be overseeing the garden here for 3 years.
The friendships that I form up here, particularly with the women, is the bond is becoming stronger and stronger. So for me, it's one of the most heartwarming, fulfilling projects I have ever done.
Will it be hard to let go and to...
Oh, absolutely. I can't see myself ever letting go of Jaddage and Lombardina. I think I'll be a repeat offender up here for a long time to come.
You believe in yourself?
walk into your fears.
For the first time in history,
We never give up.
school districts are approving skateboarding for physical education
When you practice a lot, you get better.
because of the Skate Pass curriculum.
Skate Pass, I found out to be so very safe because they do everything to make it easy for the kids to learn. That's what is incredible.
The number of school districts approving the Skate Pass program is growing rapidly. Our curriculum continues to be verified and trusted by teachers and organizations across the map.
You don't have to be scared. You have to try it.
When you think of gym class, you probably think of this. Sometimes students enjoy it, and often they don't. Which is why when phys ed teacher Dave McDonald saw kids actually enjoying exercise, he paid attention.
I went to several skate parks with my son, and I saw how the kids interacted with one another, and I just looked around, and it may sound kind of cliche, but I saw my students, all my students, you know, in the various skate parks represented. The kids who were nervous, the kids who did well, the kids who didn't want to participate, the kids who did want to try. And I thought, wow, this is the activity for our kids. If we could incorporate this into PE, what an awesome thing this would be.
Awesome? Yes, but not popular. The small town of Fillmore, California is known for its beautiful orange groves and charming Main Street. But skateboarding is not permitted here, or really anywhere, until Dave changed that. The program takes advantage of the kids' natural interests.
Skateboarders are like today's rock stars. You talk to the average kid, and you mention a skateboard or a skateboarder's name, and they all know them, and they know what they do, who they ride for. It's just a different world now. Skateboarding by itself is a very difficult thing to do. And so all of a sudden you put a bunch of kids who've never been able to skateboard before, who say, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. All of a sudden they turn around and they can do it. That just changes everything in their lives as far as we're concerned, because now they can't sit there and say, well, I can't do math, or I can't do language arts, I can't do reading, I can't do history, because if you can skateboard and you can survive, then you can do anything. I turn a bunch of I can'ts into I cans.
One more pass, let's go.
And of course, there are real health advantages.
Skateboarding burns 485 calories per hour. So if I can make my students fitter by having them skateboard when they don't even think they're exercising, then I've made a better student for a math class or a science class or whatever else. So hopefully we will get that type of correlation to academics.
So what was once frowned upon is now maybe the most popular class in town.
Our school being the only school in California having it actually makes me excited, and it makes me feel happy like that. Our school, a small town, we're doing it, and I'm actually happy that now our town even wants to build a skate park for the skateboarders, so we can have somewhere to skate and not get in trouble at other places.
When you come here as an aid worker, you tend to spend your life looking at Afghanistan through a car window. It's just such a shame that 30 years of civil war have torn down their infrastructure and a lot of their culture to the point where you see desperation and poverty. So I remember arriving at the airport and the conveyor belt wasn't working. My skateboard was attached to my backpack and I had to actually fight a small child to get my board back.
Children make up 70% of the population of Afghanistan.
Kids often only have, roadsides that are filled with rubbish and cars, and there's no place for them in the society here. So the result is they tend to grow up very quickly.
Girls aren't allowed to ride bicycles here, they're not allowed to climb over fences.
We had to teach the boys that no, they couldn't push the girls off the board and they had equal rights to be in that particular space.
To become a good skateboarder, you just have to lose your fear, and they don't have any fear in the first place. What Skaterstan is about is engaging kids through skateboarding and then giving them other skills. If kids grow up with guns and that's all that they know, then they're going to use guns later on, or they're going to use violence to solve problems. For us, it's more about breaking the cycle of violence.
We found skateboarding to be such a fantastic tool for communication. We get kids from all sorts of ethnicities building relationships with each other. So we've got Hazara kids skateboarding with Tajik kids, and we've also got girls skateboarding as well. People in other countries can see that these kids don't all want to strap explosives to themselves, and they're actually kids, and I think skateboarding's given them a little bit of confidence. We want them to be problem solvers, to be part of the reconstruction of their country. We want them to have a voice. It started from a very simple idea and it's grown into something quite special. We build ramps, not bombs.
The aims of the Fizzies project is to encourage young people aged between 8 to 12 to be more physically active and to develop a better understanding of how physical activity forms part of a healthy lifestyle. A Fizzy is a digital pet whose well-being is dependent on its owner's physical actions. The Fizzy lives on a wrist-mounted device, and they discover as they jump around and run around and play football that their little creature develops and grows. And equally, if they are inactive and sedentary, then their little creature becomes grumpy and lethargic and they start to lose points.
The idea is that children will be wearing their Fizzy all the time. Whenever they're awake, they'll be wearing their Fizzy on their wrist and a heart rate sensor with the accelerometer as well. The intention of the project is that children will investigate how to look after their Fizzy, what they need to do to help it grow and mature, and how to keep it happy and healthy.
A Fizzy is like this little thing that's like a Tamagotchi. You wear it on your wrist, you've got to wear a heart monitor, and the more your heart beats, the more it lives, gets points, and your heart is keeping it alive, sort of.
Yeah, you just got to exercise, your points go up, and then like you grow like a little body until you grow into like a full person. And so, and it's quite funny, like the little face too.
I've been running up and down the stairs.
I've been running up my garden, and I've been playing football in school and playing rugby.
And I've been on my trampoline.
All my friends want one.
Yeah, they all.
Yeah.
The scoring system is based on the Chief Medical Officer's recommended levels of activity for children. The device is also calibrated to each individual based on their age, weight, heart rates. The initial response has been really, really positive. The kids absolutely love their fizzies, love the character, really want to look after it. In addition to the wrist-worn device on which the creature develops, there's also a website where children can upload their fizzies development and compare it with other children's.
The fizzies idea is about getting children to be more active by presenting them with accurate personal health information when they're active, when they're playing outside. So from a Future Lab point of view, it's well applied new technologies addressing a real social and learning issue.